Who are you?
I'm Nardwuar.
No, you are Lars?
From Rancid.
Well, actually, you could be me today, couldn't you? I mean, we're totally dressed the same, aren't we?
Well, that's because great minds think alike.
And you were Lars of Rancid. And Lars, the last time I talked to you, I was talking to you about your mohawk, and I'm glad to see you got a hawk back.
Well, yeah, you know, I change it up.
And interesting enough about your mohawk, I always thought your mohawk was a friendly mohawk.
A friendly mohawk?
Like, it's a friendly mohawk, whereas Tim, Lint's mohawk sometimes has been very scary.
Well, I can punch you if you want.
No, I just meant, like, yours like nice and bushy, like it's a friendly mohawk, whereas Lint, Tim, he's kind of had, like, you know, the spiky mohawk, which is the scarier one.
Are you trying to say that you'd like to sleep in my mohawk?
No, I don't want to sleep in your mohawk. I'm just saying you have a friendly mohawk. You have a friendly mohawk.
Well, maybe that's inviting.
Lars, you love Canada, and I'd like to welcome you to Canada. I know because you love these two bands, I'm pretty sure. Do you love, we have a little special jacket, jersey here. What is on the back? We have Vancouver on the front, Lars, but on the back, who do we have on the back here?
This is DOA.
And who's the other person?
Thor.
Thor. Do you know Thor, the metal god from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada?
I actually am a reincarnation of Thor.
Wow, Lars, putting it right on there.
Well, you know, I mean, I do anything that you want, Nardwuar.
Lars, Canadian rock, though. Canadian rock, though, DOA. You love the DOA. You play them on Rancid Radio. You've grown up with those guys.
DOA, Joey Shithead, probably one of the greatest guitar players, greatest vocalists, greatest lyric writers. You got the Subhumans, you got the Forgotten Rebels. You know, the list goes on and on and on about Canadian punk bands.
That's right!
Lars of Rancid, Madonna. A few years ago, she sent you some nude pictures, didn't she?
Shared it. Well, just one.
Now, what was the reason of her doing that?
She wanted us to sign on to her label.
And you did not sign to her big major label. But now you guys have signed to a major label.
We haven't signed anything.
We have some sort of distribution deal. So I was wondering, what nude pictures did you get in the mail that are better than Madonna's nude pictures to make you sign a distribution deal with Sire?
It was the nude pictures of you that you sent me.
Ba-boom!
To get me to do this interview.
No, in all seriousness, no. You turned down Madonna nude pics for major labels. So I was thinking, a couple years later, what would... I mean, if you turn down Madonna's naked pics and don't go on a record label, and then now you sign to a record label or get a distribution deal, what nude pics did it take? Come on, not mine. Come on, Lars, please.
I didn't take any nude pics, you know what I mean? It's like, I think, you know, the record's going to come out on Hellcat, and Brett Gurewitz, who's been our producer pretty much throughout the whole Rancid catalog, so to speak. You know, we'll stay with Brett, you know, forever. I mean, Brett's our guy. I mean, he's the one that produced this new record, Indestructible. It's coming out on Hellcat, August 26th.
Have you ever fallen asleep on the toilet at all? I mean, speaking of cutting the crap with the Clash.
Yes, I have. I've actually fallen asleep on a bidet, high on heroin. And I burned my ball sack.
You burned your ball sack?
Yeah, I turned on the hot water and it was warming up and I didn't know, so I was nodding out. And I woke up, my balls were on fire.
Whoa!
It was in France.
I hate to bring this up, but I remember the Canadian rock and roll band Death Sentence, who had a song, I Want a Woman from the Soviet Union. The lead singer once stapled his balls to a picnic bench. And I do see a picnic bench around here. Do you want to go for it at all, Lars?
Yeah, I'll staple your balls to a picnic bench.
And you are Lars in a rock and roll band?
Rancid.
Lars, you're from San Francisco here, and winding up. Have all the E-holes left San Francisco? Have all the E-holes left San Francisco?
What's an E-hole?
E-hole, email holes.
What are you talking
Like
about?
the electronic, the dot-commers. Have all the E-holes left?
There's an old joke. How do you get a dot-commer off your porch?
How?
Pay him for the pizza.
Ba-boo! Warming up! It's Lars is warming up!
You're a nutbag.
Thanks very much, Lars. Keep on rocking the free world. And lastly here, why do squeegee kids look like Rancid?
Who?
Why do squeegee kids look like Rancid?
What kind of Canadian thing are you throwing at me?
Like, why do squeegee kids look like Rancid?
What are their squeegee kids?
Squeegee kids, you know, the kids that wash your windshields and stuff. You don't know? Wait a second. You're a punker and you don't know who a squeegee kid is? Is this denial? You're supposed to be street punk. You don't know what a squeegee kid is, or you have another explanation for that?
Yeah, we just call them, you know, window washers.
Well, thanks much. Keep on rocking in the free world and doot-doot-a-loot-doo.
Doot doot.